Did you know you can improve your event technology with artificial intelligence? I'm going to show you how. So artificial intelligence is all the rage these days, and you can also use it to make your event technology even smarter. Sometimes you may want to find data in your event technology that your tool is not giving you straight away. I want to show you an example. Imagine you're an association and you want to track CEU credits. Some associations track them just by checking in attendance, which is something that you can easily do with our check-in and check-out tool. And it even provides you with reports that look like this. So I can see here how many people checked in, who checked out, and so on. However, some other associations do track it also by looking at how long somebody has been in a session. And right now, that data is not visible on the dashboard. By the way, after we came up with the idea for this video, we built that feature. So if you need to track duration for your event or any session attendance, you can just email support@eventmobi.com and they will help you out. But I want to show you how you could solve similar problems with artificial intelligence. So the first thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to click export and export the report of my check-ins and check-outs. And so once I've done that and I'm looking at them, this is what a check-in and check-out report looks like. So it has a timestamp, a type, so this is where it describes whether it's a session or the entire event, name, action, which can be check-in or check-out, first name, last name, email, and then the groups of the people affected. Now, if I wanted to create a report that looks like what I need, so that shows me the duration, I would need a time duration for every, for example, email address in here. So instead of having these separated, I would need it for each email address. And the other thing that I need is how long have people been there. Now, the thing with timestamps that a lot of people don't realize, which is really cool, is you can actually just add and subtract them from each other. Computers are pretty good at handling time. But how do I do this? So I could do tons of Excel formulas and tons of other things here, but I can also just ask artificial intelligence to write a program for me. And I don't know how to code, and you don't need to do either. So let's have a look. We're going to use a model called ChatGPT, which is really popular right now for all kinds of things. And it's essentially a bot that you can talk to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a new chat here, and I'm going to start by describing the problem to it. What I want to get out of there is a so-called HTML file with some JavaScript, which is a programming language, and that's something that I can just run in the browser. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to start explaining my problem to this computer, and I'm going to be back in a second. So let's stop typing. All right, so let's check out what I've typed here. And you may be able to see that this is pretty normal language. So the first thing I'm doing here is I'm describing what I wanted to do. So I wanted to get all the check-in timestamps and check-out timestamps and just subtract them from each other. And in the next step, I'm explaining the file that I'm delivering to the software. So I'm describing what columns there are, what information is to be found, and I'm also delivering a copy of a sample timestamp so it exactly knows what to look for. And finally, I'm telling the computer to display the results in a table. And one more thing that I didn't discuss earlier. Obviously, this only works if you have consistent check-in and check-out timestamps. If a check-out timestamp is missing, we don't know when a person left, so we don't know how long they've been there. And so in order for us to not have wrong data, we'd rather have a warning that says, sorry, I didn't know what's going on. So this is what's happening in that last sentence here. So I've typed this, no computer programming at all. And now I'm going to send this off to this computer. And you can see already it starts coding it. So this is something that's interesting about ChatGPT. Just like normal people, sometimes it falls asleep. So all we need to do is to be nice to the machines and tell them to carry on. All right, isn't that magic? There's my ready code. So all I need to do now is I need to bring over a text editor, and it can be any text editor that you're using. I'm just using the standard text editor on the Mac, which is called TextEdit. I'm copying the code in there. I'm hitting File, Save, and I'm saving it as an HTML file. So this is really important. So I just call it check-in HTML. I click Save. It asks me, do I want to save it as an HTML file? I say yes. And so essentially now I have my script ready. So all I need to do now is I need to open it in my browser. This is what it looks like. And I need to select my check-in file. So here we go. And I need to press calculate. And so you see for each email address, it's giving me the duration. And for people where there's not the right number of check-ins and checkouts, it's telling me that that data is missing. Now, one thing that's also really cool is if you want something to be changed about it, you can just tell ChatGPT. So I can just, for example, now say, thank you. But can you also add first and last name? And here we go again. So that's how you can use artificial intelligence to beef up your event technology. As I told you before, if you need the duration for your sessions or your event, just email our support. We have these reports ready for you. But if there's anything that your event technology doesn't give you, you now know how to use artificial intelligence to get it.